Former President Jimmy Carter is in home hospice care this morning, having decided against further hospitalization. Right now, little is known about the reason behind his recent series of short hospital stays, but Carter is now reportedly with his family at his home in Georgia. The 98-year-old is the oldest former living president. And we are joined now by Jane Harman, a former 9-term Democratic congresswoman from California, also a former deputy cabinet secretary to President Carter. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
So just first off, your reaction to his health right now.
Well, I don't know anything. I haven't read in the papers, but he's had cancer. He has had trouble falling, and he's 98 years old or 98 years young. He's had an amazingly full and rich life, even post-presidency, which maybe is his greatest gift to our country. So I think he's facing death. Oh, look at that picture. I just see it with my brother and him. Oh, wow.
Well, you worked in his cabinet, so this is in the late 70s, early 80s. This is not
fake news. No, I haven't seen that picture forever. But he's facing death with the same equanimity that he faced life. He is an entirely moral man, as he defines what is moral and what isn't. And that's how he ran his presidency, and that's how he ran his post-presidency. And I think he's at peace with himself. He's been teaching Sunday school, for goodness sakes, until just recently when he was unable to do it.
Yeah, I was just talking with another guest earlier, and I said I don't think anybody has a higher post-presidency approval rating than Jimmy Carter. But during his presidency, when you were working in his cabinet, what do you remember about him as a leader of the free world?
Well, I remember, the first thing I remember is that he added human rights as a plank of our foreign policy. For some reason, we never had that. It's one of our bedrock values, and yet we didn't value it as one of the things we as a nation were trying to achieve in the world. And Jimmy Carter put that in. I remember Warren Christopher, subsequently Secretary of State, I think then Deputy Secretary, saying, why is he doing that? And it was so obvious to me as soon as he did it that it was the right thing to do. He also did the Panama Canal Treaty, and probably his greatest accomplishment was the Camp David Accords. And everybody says, I wasn't physically at Camp David, he just wore down the others. He wouldn't leave, and he wouldn't let anybody leave until they reached agreement, which was totally historic.
Well, a peanut farmer's bound to have some patience, isn't he? Let me ask you this before we go, because we are running short on time here. But you not only served in the Carter administration, but as a House rep, you also served on the Armed Services Committee, the Intelligence Committee, the Homeland Security Committee. I have to ask you about President Biden in Kyiv today. Well, what did you make of his trip to Ukraine and the aid that he has pledged there?
The right thing to do at the right time. He's going to be in Poland tomorrow. This is the one-year anniversary of Russia's illegal and unprovoked assault into Ukraine, and the United States is showing solidarity with Ukrainians and with Europe. I was just at the Munich Security Conference over the weekend, and the good news is Ukraine is not blinking, and the West is not blinking. Sure, over time it may get harder for everybody, but let's hope there's an early, or at least early enough win. Russia has to lose this, has to. The Russian leadership has to lose. Hopefully there is a Russia that comes after that will be a much more generous place to its own citizens, let alone a much better actor in the world. So I think, congratulations, Biden, for doing this, and congratulations to the vice president for a very good appearance at the Munich Security Conference.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.